The finale, Icon.
Exceptional, standardized the theme tales, make them all equal. Take away identities, eliminate all expertise. Individuality is a disease to you. Why won't you try to replace what makes us who we are? Why won't you try to erase what's broken into our
Horn sound to it.
Burn all their sails and decimate their shores. Keep them lost at sea, steering them with force. Silencing their art, no questions to be asked. With death of imagination, victory comes at last. Why won't you try to replace what makes us who we are? Why won't you
I don't like this part.
what's broken into our
Weak ending to this album. The last 3 tracks didn't pull me in at all. It's decent. It's a decent album. For what it is, it's a decent album. 4 tracks on here, didn't really care for, to be honest. First track, not really that good, in my personal opinion. The last 3 really fell off for me. I really love Nothing Without Me. But I think one of the tracks that really surprised me, the one that really just kind of pulled me in, was
who you wanna be.
Yeah, really cool song right here. I love this one. That's probably the best song on this album. Jumping into my pause picks. Yep, I'm going to keep it. Nothing Without Me, number 1 for me. Awesome track. Even though it's a ballad, you have that nice little West Borland delay transition. Very Black Like Burns, Limp Bizkit. I like that a lot. I like what Bernth did there. Really cool. Very creative. Wasn't expecting to hear that from an industrial band, but I really thoroughly enjoyed this track a lot. Number 2, Transhuman Generation. One of the coolest things about this track is that it jumps into like this metal. Then it goes into this.
Artificial intelligence is the end of pretending to search for the evidence that will support the divergence from
I love the video for this too.
behavior in favor
Very
of a
cool
body
video.
life. We have forced that dreams, but we're widely awake. Brains filled to the brim.
Then it goes into this. This part. Very cybery here. I like that. Very cool. Then back into that Dark Halo vibe. Very, very cool song. Very cool track. Definitely probably my second favorite on this album. And number 3 is going to...
My arm authorized. Memory consumption.
How does chaos manipulate your design?
Run me into the... Please my appetite to lock. Run me into the ground.
Yeah, this song right here, Monster, really brings off that old school edema, Gemini Syndrome, and even Love and Death, which is Brian Head Welch's side project. It kind of has like a corn feel to it, and it makes sense. I mean, Birth has the dreads, right? But very, very cool song. I like this a lot. This is probably my third favorite. The album MVP is going to, yep, you guessed it, Mr. Bernd Broadschlager. Very, very cool guitarist. I love the fact that you throw in solos into these songs. I wasn't expecting that at all. Very, very cool. But yeah, I really loved the beginning of this album, but it really fell off at the end. I wasn't too happy with the end. I had my high hopes for this to be a great album, but it really let me down in the end. And I'm not like saying it's a shit album. It's not a shit album. It's a great album. It's got great production. But the ending, I don't know, man. I feel like you guys kind of rushed these last 3 songs. And the first song, Alive,
Makes you whole again.
that's very not really Skinny Puppy. It kind of reminds me of like KMFDM for sure. Maybe a little bit of Godhead with the tone in the guitar. I really like this song, but then again, it just seems very, very, I don't know. It seems too radio friendly for me for this song. Didn't really care for this one that much, but the last 3 I really didn't care for those. But yeah, Birth still fucking shreds. I watch his YouTube videos all the time. Very, very cool guitarist. Hopefully he gets to watch this and enjoy this review. But yeah, similar artists, right? Okay, this is literally the hardest part of doing my reviews. So like I said, in Monster, it has that, and throughout this whole album, really, the tone of the guitar and just the composition of the whole album reminds me of Gemini Syndrome. I think that's probably the number 1 similar artist that people would listen to if they would enjoy this, as far as the guitars and the composition and stuff like that, and the drums and all that stuff. As far as the vocals, however, with the screams, I'm giving it to In Flames. Yes, Bernth has that Anders scream and just voice, period. Very reminds me of Anders. And then also with Kames, I'm thinking Author and Punisher when it comes to his robot voice and stuff. Just the way he does things, very Author and Punisher. Number 4, give me a minute. Yeah. Throughout the whole album, using the robot voice, the android voice with the human voice, very a Dark Halo. Yeah, you knew I was gonna give it to him for sure. A Dark Halo. And finally, the 5th one.
Side. It's hard.
gonna be kind of hard. Yeah, I'll probably give it to Pain. I'll give it to Pain. Yeah, I haven't really listened to the band, but I mean, if you're telling me it sounds like Pain, yeah, we'll give it to Pain. I think I've only heard maybe 3 tracks from Pain. But yeah, very, yeah, it reminds me of them for sure. I think I've heard 3 tracks. Yeah, 3 tracks from Pain. So yeah, it kind of has the same vibes. All right, subgenres. This is 100% industrial. It's a very industrial album. You can just hear it with the synths, with the drums, even like the snare samples, and with the with like definitely with the synths, with the voice, very cyber as well. Will be the second one. So industrial cyber. I feel like the industrial and cyber fall hand in hand, but they're similar, but they're not the same subgenre. Excuse me. Number 3, we're gonna go ahead and give that to experimental. Every single track on here very different from the last. Wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting this just to be like a full-on, blow me away album, which I really didn't get that, but it was decent. Number 4. Yeah, I probably have to give it to ambient for sure. Very ambient subgenre aspect with the piano and stuff, and nothing without me, and just with the synths as well, and all the other tracks, very ambient. I think the last one, I'm probably gonna get a lot of disagreements with this one, but I'm gonna give it the synthwave. And just for the reason that they sound a lot like Daft Punk. I was gonna give it to Daft Punk for the similar artist, which it looks like they did. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure this is a Daft Punk cover. Yep, that's a Daft Punk cover right there. So yeah, it makes sense that would pick Daft Punk. Oh, what's next? Oh, fuck. The Implication. So just by looking at the cover, I've already said this during the actual reaction. It looks like Kames is in the spacesuit, or whatever you want to call that. It looks like a spacesuit. And then you have over to the right, Bernth with the dreads, and he's basically a looks like an android or like a robot, half human, half robot, like a transhuman. And he's being fed oxygen through Bernth's space mask, kind of like keeping him alive. And then you have a barcode at the bottom here, basically saying that we're all labeled, we're all numbers. Diagnosis is human. And diagnosis human, that's our diagnosis. It's basically saying that all of the diseases that are in our world are created by humans. We did this to ourselves. I think that this is a very dystopian, kind of like end of the world aspect. It takes a lot of creative minds to make album covers. Let's go and look this up though. TLDR, Diagnosis Human, is a dark futuristic meditation on what happens when AI rises to question humans' worth. Through heavy cinematic industrial metal and science fiction imagery, CueStack explores themes like transhumanism, autonomy, identity, and the unsettling possibility that machines might one day see us as the vulnerable bugs in their system. The album invites us to examine how much of humanity is defined by imperfection, and whether that imperfection might one day be considered a flaw. Very cool definition, or like a TLDR. My rating for this album. Alright, so I'm just gonna be completely honest. 4 tracks on here. 4 out of 11. So 4 out of 8 is obviously a 5 out of 10, right? 4 out of 11, I can give us an honest rating of a 6.2 out of 10. It's a decent album. Would I buy it? Sure. To support them, 100% I would. Because I love what they're doing. I respect what they're doing. I respect what they did during the COVID era. A lot of bands just kind of gave up, and these guys did the complete opposite. I really like that. I really respect that. But this album really fell off in the end. I didn't really care for the first track either. but like the mid tracks are really good. Monster, Lines of Code, Transhuman Generation, Gynoid, Energize, and Nothing Without Me, and Stronger are amazing songs. They're really good, but nothing's gonna change my mind. I'm giving it a 6.2 out of 10. Thank you for putting this through, dude. Next album reaction is the one and only Tala, Primeval Obsession Detachment. And it's going to be taking place next live stream, which will be next Friday. Yeah, next Friday. I'm bringing in the mastermind himself, Justin Bonnets, to be with us. We used to play World of Warcraft together and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to bring him in. This is their third album. He's going to be joining me in the podcast talking about the album as I listen to it. Very, very cool individual. I really, really respect what he does for the music community. I guess I'll see you guys there. If this is your first time here and you enjoyed what you've seen, please click the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe, share this around to other industrialists or cybernetics that love cyber industrial metal, or just share it around to, people that like Burnth or Kames. Very, very cool album. Really, really enjoy this album. Linktree is the best way to request songs, albums, EPs, covers, and even lessons on my channel. So get on around to go into Linktree or watch the channel trailer. Thank you for being here, and I will see you at the next album reaction.
A social avatar you construct them is constantly challenged by opposing views that are controlling who you really are. Since your rage forces you to deal with stronger-minded individuals on a daily basis, your hell is freezing over as you realize the lie you tell yourself to sleep at night, despite the feeling indicating that there's something wrong with the way you live your life. The vicious incarnation of the guilt you feel inside.